Hello all and a very good evening. How are you people doing? Yeah, are you doing really great? How was your Sunday, everyone? So all of you are sitting in front of your just TV screens, not TV screens, on the laptop or phone at sharp at 7 o'clock for this webinar on speed reading. That really excites me a lot. So before starting off, I welcome all of the beautiful faces sitting on the other side of the camera. I hope all of you are doing really great. So a lot of you may have already attended my webinar, and there are a lot of new faces also sitting out there, right? So to all the new faces sitting out there, let me give you a brief introduction about myself, right? So my name is Haripriya and I am a master teacher at Vedantu for mathematics. And in my 4 years of teaching experience, I have mentored and tutored thousands of beautiful faces like you, and I'm still continuing doing that, and I love it. So basically, coming back, why are we sitting here on a Sunday evening? Like, what are we going to learn new today is the question on your faces, right? So yeah, so today's masterclass will be about how to master speed reading in just 60 minutes. Can you beat that? I'm going to guarantee you that you are going to be really super duper smart at speed reading. So this is the whole webinar, the whole masterclass is about speed reading, right? So let's kickstart the webinar with a very beautiful quote. The quote says, if you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Yeah, if you cannot do great things, do small things, the little things in your life in a really great way. Yes, so before starting off with the webinar, I would want to know what is that you people are expecting from this session. Like, you must be expecting something out of it, right? So pause the video right away, go to the comment section and write what are you expecting from this session right here. Cool? So yeah, let's start off with a little, and I'll ask you one question, okay? Have you ever felt bored or stopped reading at all? Okay, you started reading a book and you were really bored of it. I mean, maybe it's the content in the book, or it can be anything for that matter. So have you ever felt boring and just left the book? Or maybe at times it may even happen ki you didn't know how to read it maybe. Yeah, you must have taken a lot of time to read one paper, and that you must be thinking, okay, this is a time waste, now I can't do this. So you just stop reading the book. A lot of time that might happen, right? So yeah, that is where speed reading helps. Okay, if you do speed reading, maybe you wouldn't have get bored, right? So what is speed reading? So let's divide that into two. It's already divided into the speed and reading, right? So the reading which you do really fast, okay, is called speed reading. And if you want to know how is that going to help you, let me take a small example. All the people who are in the class 10th or class 9th or class 8th for that matter, you have a comprehension question in your English paper. Yes, you have that comprehension, and what you usually do, you need to read the comprehension carefully because there are questions below that you need to answer from the comprehension, right? So if you read the whole comprehension, it will easily take away 5 minutes of your time, right? I bet you after this webinar, it won't eat up 5 minutes of your time. I'll tell you a few tricks and tips which you can use to reduce that time and yes, and equally answer the questions which are below the comprehension, right? So let's see what are the tips that we need. So the first tip is do not read to yourself. Okay, this one tip is not useful when it comes to exams. Okay, other than exams, if you're reading out for your suppose social, let's take a subject social. Okay, it has geography, history, civics, economics. You have a lot of other things in social, right? I was really scared of social, guys, when I was in my 10th class. I was all scared for my social board exams. So basically in that, let's take up a subject in that. Let's take up history. Yeah, in history, there are a lot of years that you have to remember, a lot of that order of incidents that happened and all, right? So do not read that to yourself. Read it out loud. If you read it out loud, you will remember it perfectly. Trust me on this. Next time for your subjective exams, especially when it comes to social, read it out. Yeah, read it out. Whatever is written in the book, read it out loud, not to yourself. Okay, but don't do this in the examination. Okay, they'll throw you out of the exam hall. Don't do it in the examination. When you're preparing for the exams is when you can do this. Okay, next, second tip is move your finger while you read. Okay, you're reading a book and you read the first line, and sometimes it happens you go to the third line and not the second line because you get confused a lot of lines, right? So if you read it with eye, if you do left to right reading with your eye, there is a chance that you miss out 2 or 3 lines. To avoid that, especially very useful for when it comes to your exams, guys, to avoid reading one, if you miss one line in the comprehension, maybe you'll go wrong in one question that may end up, you may end up getting 2 marks or 3 marks less. You can't afford that, right? So yeah, so always move your finger along with that and read so that you don't miss out any important detailing. That's the second tip I'm going to give you. And the third tip is read the first sentence and the last sentence and run through the middle. Now, what do I mean by that? Don't worry, I'll give you an example after this. But let me briefly explain you what exactly do I mean by that. So basically, you have comprehension, right? Like you have one whole paragraph, right? So basically, whenever you're reading any sort of thing, about anything, it's usually described in the first 2 lines. Okay, what is it about? How does it look? Or it can be anything. Okay, what does the man do? What does the story tell? What does the particular thing do? What everything. It's given in the first 2 lines, and read the conclusion. Read the last 2 or 3 lines. Right? Read last 2 or 3 lines. You will get a clear picture of what are they talking about. Right? What are they actually talking about? You will get a brief introduction, like brief picture if you read the first starting and the last sentences. Okay, the last and the first sentences. If you read, you will be thorough with whatever. You'll at least know what are they talking about, and then you need not go into the detailing in the middle. You can just run through it. Okay, you just briefly read whatever is given. But more importantly, you have to read the first sentence and the last sentence. Okay, and yeah, so let's see an example here. Okay, this is a paragraph as you can see, right? And if you read, suppose this is the paragraph they've given you for your comprehension in your exam. Suppose I know, just imagine that this is the one which is given, right? So let's read it out. Okay, let's read it out first. The section on fundamental rights has often been referred to as the concise of Indian Constitution. Right? You read the first thing. So what is that came to your mind? It came to your mind that this is about fundamental rights, Indian Constitution, rights in general. Yeah? Let's read the last line that I've highlighted. The Constitution thus guarantees the rights of individual against the state as well as against the other individuals. Right? So what is it about? It is more about the right a human being has, the fundamental rights that we have and the Constitution has given us for a change, right? So yeah, this is the one, this is the whole paragraph is about this. A fundamental right, Indian Constitution, rights of an individual and all. So you have clear idea of what are they talking about. So you need not read the whole paragraph as such because you have an idea right away. So next, just give a brief reading through the middle. Colonial rule has created a certain suspicion and go on until the end. Exercise of the power of the state. You just give a brief, just give a run through the middle of the paragraph, and then have a clear picture, and at the same time, you wouldn't waste your time right away. Right? So this is the 3 tips I would tell you. And one more thing before moving on to what is the need for speed reading and all. Guys, have you ever bought a novel or a book? How many of you sitting out there love reading novels and storybooks or comics books for that matter? Right? I can see a lot of people, telling yes or nodding your answers yes. So yeah, many people are this bookworms and love reading books. So how do you think they buy books, so many books? So I'll give you a tip. Okay, next time you go to a bookshop and want to buy a book, just take the book, and at the end, at the back side of the book. Okay, so suppose this is a story book. It's not a story, but then yeah, this is the front page, and at the back there is a summary written. Right? There'll be a summary written for the whole story, for the whole novel. Okay, whatever is the genre of the novel and all. Right? So read that. Read the summary, and if the summary interests you, then go for the book. The book, you will love it. Trust me, this is one way where you can buy good books. Randomly, if you love the title, go back and see the summary and see if that interests you or not. Okay, now moving back to what is the need for speed reading. Why do we require speed reading? I've already given you an example that you require it for your exams, exactly to get this A plus. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? Very tempting, right? This A plus is very tempting, and everybody's like, I want it, I want it. So yeah, basically, speed reading is very important at your age, especially, is very important when it comes to examinations. So how does it even help us in examination? It's basically you can go through the whole question paper, give it a fast reading. In English, you can read out the comprehensions. It will save a lot of time for you guys. It'll like seriously a lot of time. A lot of time will be saved for you guys, and you can actually recheck your paper and maybe do extra for that matter, right? So what decides the success in your exam? Do you think speed reading decides the success in your exam? It is one of the very major factor. Trust me, it is one of the very major factor that speed reading, yeah, speed reading decides the success in your exam. If you do not do that, so what did I say? Just say it is about speed reading. It decides the success in your exam. One of the factors that does it. And what are the other factors that do? Okay, so the first one is readiness. You should be full on prepared for your exams. And if you're not, then what are you doing? Yes, so before entering into any examination hall, before writing any competitive exam, any board exam for that matter, the readiness is what is you required, right? You should be ready to face any sort of question paper that comes easy, medium or difficult, and get ready to score really good marks. So what does this readiness need? To get this readiness, what are the factors that are involved, right? The factors that are involved are physical, emotional and academic factors. So these three factors, bring up the readiness in you during the exams, or during the exam period or in the exam periods, right? So let's see what does physical readiness means. Okay, physical readiness is about the diet you take, the physical activities you do, and the emotional stamina you have. During the examinations, guys, trust me, I've done this, okay? It's a personal experience that I'm telling you. During the examinations, avoid eating junk food. Junk food is a big no. Junk food is a big no when it comes to a diet during the examination. It lowers down the activeness of your brain. No fried foods, no junk food. Okay, not fruits. No fried foods, no junk foods, nothing of that matter which will lower down your brain's capability to work or to understand stuff. So eat a proper diet, drink a lot of juices, eat a lot of fruits, eat homemade food, eat what your mom cooks for you. That is the best thing that you can do. Yeah. The second one is physical activities. It's just because it's an examination period, you need not actually sit in one place at your table, stick to it and just keep reading the whole day. Go out, in the evening, maybe after the sun is down. Don't go in the sun again because the summers are really getting bad. So yeah, go out during the evening, just go for a run, play cricket, play badminton with your sibling or do whatever, but do have a physical activity, because that will lead to the reducedness of emotional stamina or physical stamina. You'll get really tired if you sit at one place the whole day and study. So maybe take a break for half an hour or 1 hour, go out, play, go for a run, do anything but go outside and do some physical exercise, right? And emotional stamina is very much important for that. Yeah, emotionally you should be really strong that you can do it. You can rock the exam and score really good marks in your board. So these are the physical readiness. Now what is emotional readiness? Outlook on exams. So what do you mean by outlook on exams? It's basically how you look at the exams when they're coming or during the exams period. Many of you take a chill pill, right? Many of you are like, "ठीक है, कर लेंगे, हम लोग कर देंगे." We have that thing in us. And few people get really tensed. Trust me, I have seen people getting really getting panic attacks and even fainting during an exam. And that is a very bad thing. You should never, ये नहीं होगा तो क्या है? It's okay. That's always okay. So always remember, it's always okay to not do well. I'm not telling you should not do well, but then it's okay. Don't have that mental tension in your head where you end up fainting. I've seen that cases. So yeah, the outlook on exams. You should have a positive outlook on the exams, that you can do it no matter what. That should be your mindset. Next one is exposure to exam environment. Guys, this is very important. This is one of the very important stuff that you need to remember always. Okay, very important. Note it down. Exposure to exam environment. So what does in 3 hours का time होगा ना, like usually board exams या pre boards या कुछ भी ले लो, it's usually 3 hours of time that you require, right? So download papers. Now internet is available everywhere. You are seeing a live class, you're seeing a class on internet, right? So just Google sample papers and all, and sit for 3 hours in your room, close your doors, shut your doors, tell your mom not to disturb, dad not to disturb, siblings for example mainly not to disturb. Sit for 3 hours and do the question paper and see if you're able to do the question paper in the 3 hours or not. Okay, you should be exposed to this exam environment first. If directly you're not doing anything, directly you're going to the board exams and sitting there for 3 hours and doing the paper will get totally difficult for you. So try out for you in a smaller periods of time, like first sit for 1 hour, then and then extend it for 2 hours, then extend it for 3 hours and see that how it helps. Okay. Then preparedness. Preparedness is also very important. You just can't go empty headed to the exam and ठीक है कुछ भी आ जाए मैं लिख दूंगी. No, that should not be the mindset. You need to prepare the proper content that you're going to write, or at least you should have an idea of what is happening in the exam, what kind of paper can come. You should be really prepared for any kind of paper or any kind of question for that matter. So we have seen physical and emotional readiness. Let's see academic readiness. Okay. So an academic friend, what are those things that you have to be ready with? Yeah. So our first thing is successful completion of revision. Very, very, very important when it comes to board exams. You cannot just give one read and just go write the exam. You need to revise on the day before the examination. If not everything, except only those chapters which have higher weightage of marks. And how would you know that particular chapter has higher weightage of marks? It is through the second point that I'm going to tell you about, the blueprint. Okay, every subject has this blueprint saying कि इस chapter से इतने marks आएंगे, इतने questions आएंगे and all. Right? So take that blueprint, download the blueprint, and then you will know on which chapter that you should spend most of your time on. Right? Suppose you love one chapter and only 2 marks are coming, and there's one chapter a bit difficult and you're a little cranky about it, and you don't spend time at all on that, and in a 6 marks question come on it. It's not fair, right? You should spend more time on the lesson which has more marks for that matter. Right? So always go through the blueprint of any particular subject. Every subject has blueprints, guys. So yeah, next, clarity on question paper handling. This is very, very, very important. So what do you mean by clarity on question paper handling? So you know that a question paper may contain 3 marks, 4 marks and 6 marks questions. For that matter, let's take an example, right? So you should have that clarity that, okay, 3 marks mele, I'm getting 10 questions. 4 marks mele, I'm getting 8 questions. 6 marks me, I'm getting like 6 questions, something like that. So you should have a clarity on the question paper, and you should also have the clarity on how are you going to handle. Like which section are you doing first? Section 1, 2 and 3. Okay. What I usually prefer is I always start with a section which has more marks. Okay, which has more marks, because it's at the beginning of the exam your mind is really fresh rather than at the end of the exam, nearing the 3rd hour. So I would always suggest people that start off with the section which has more marks. Okay, this is the clarity that you should have while you're handling a question paper. Again, it's on your wish if you want to finish off with the first 2 sections first, and then at the last if you feel okay aram se main likhungi, then it's again your wish. But this is something I used to do. So basically you have seen physical readiness, academic readiness and emotional readiness that you need to have during the exam, right? So what is most important? Yeah, what is that? It is most important. Preparation before the exam is very important. Preparation, what is important during the exam and after the exam, right? Preparation before, during and after the exam, which is most important? What is that is most important? Basically, before the exam is what you have to take. Yeah, you have to take this chill pill before the exam. Lot of you get panic attacks. Lot of you panic and say, "Kya hoga agar main nahi likh pai to? What if the question paper is very hard? And what if there are a lot of questions that I don't know to answer?" Guys, you need to take a chill pill for that matter. You really have to take a chill pill. So for that, outlook of the exam is very important. Self-assessment. You have to assess yourself, like in where are you? Out of 100 marks, how much have you done? You should have a self-assessment on yourself. No third person can help you out in this. You should do it on yourself, right? And the second one is revise the topics. Revise each and every important topic before the exam. Next, handle distractions. Now, there are a lot of distractions for a lot of people. I mean, it may be of different forms, from family, from friends, from siblings, any other constraints, right? You need to know, you should know how do you handle that distraction, right? Then avoid procrastination. For all the people who do not know what procrastination is, it's postponing. Yeah? Okay. Yep. So postponing. You should avoid postponing. Okay. आज नहीं मन नहीं कर रहा है मैं trigonometry कल कर लूंगा. Nope. You should not do that. Do it right away. If you feel you're weak at it, sit down, sit for an hour and do it right away. Avoid postponing, because once you start postponing, guys, that's where your fall down starts from. Trust me. So never postpone anything. Next, avoid exam stress. As I always told you, take a chill pill during the exams and avoid that stress, because if you have that stress, at the end, maybe you will forget whatever you have learned. You don't want that, right, at any cost. So do not take any exam tricks. Take deep breaths before the exam and release it out. Release out all the tensions that you have, right? Take care of your health. That is very important. As I always keep telling, eat good food, healthy food, home food during the exams. Avoid junk, avoid fried foods, because it lower down the brain activities. So take care of your health and eat good maa ka haath ka khana. Trust me, that is the only way that will help you out, right? So revision is very important. As I told you, revise. How do we go on revision? Like if you say, ma'am, okay, I revise, but the time is not enough to revise the whole bunch, for the whole year. So how do we revise? Okay, first start off with the difficult chapters. So everybody has a weak point, right? Some may have in trigonometry, some may have in mensuration. So start off with the chapter you feel you are not good at or difficult. Let's start off with that and finish it off. Next, complete revision cycles. Suppose you have started off with mensuration and you have done half of it and you feel like taking a break. Fine, take a break, but come back and complete the revision. It's not like, अच्छा ठीक है आधा कर लिया तो मैं आधा trigonometry करूंगा अभी. Nope, don't do that. First, finish off one whole chapter, then go to the second one. Okay? Next, try mock paper test papers. This is very important. Download sample papers, mock test papers. It's available online, free of cost. Yeah? Download that and start doing. Do not refer any kind of book, any kind of notes during that, any kind of formulas. Just sit like how you're going to write in the main exam, right? This is how you're going to do the revision part. Yes? So few people, may ask you, ma'am, what is the best time to study? Is it day or is it the night? Yeah, a lot of people study in the night and a lot of people study in the day. I usually say study in the daytime. Get up early in the morning. Go to bed sharp at 10. Okay, go to bed sharp at 10. Get up at 4:30 or 5 for that matter and start studying. Okay, you go to school around 8 o'clock, I guess. 8 o'clock. So if you get up at 5 and sit and study for 2 hours, that is more than important. Okay, you'll remember a lot of it. Trust me, in the morning, usually, the brain is super duper active. And few people who are the night owls, it's for them, it's the day. Sorry, it's the night. Few people love to, stay really late at the night and study like till 1 or 2. You're welcome to do it. It's okay, you can do it that way also. Right? So in this exam period, there's one enemy of ours. I should not say friend, it's an enemy of ours that will bring us down. And what is that? That is stress. Stress is our enemy. Remember, stress is our enemy, guys. You should not allow that to come anywhere closer to us, right? So how do we manage this stress? Okay, let's see how do we manage the stress, okay? How to avoid stress for that matter? Put yourself in an exam environment. First start, if you think, okay, board exams are 2 months away, start putting yourself in an exam environment. Download mock papers, download anything for that matter, and then start preparing yourself. Start sitting for 1-2 hours at a stretch and complete the whole question paper. So you have to put yourself in an exam environment, because once you get used to that, when the actual board exams come, you think, okay, it's just another test that I'm writing. So it will be all easy for you, right? Take many time-bound mock tests. What do you mean by time-bound mock tests? Like there are mock tests which end at 2 hours, 3 hours, 1.5 hours for that matter. So take that and see if you are able to complete within the time limit or not. Okay. Next one is take frequent breaks. I told you, take break after every half an hour, 45 minutes or 1 hour, depending upon your stamina to sit. If there are people who can sit 1 or 2 hours at a stretch, good for you people, but you should take breaks. Like there are people who need breaks after every half an hour. Go take it. You deserve the break after every half an hour. Go free your mind, come back and sit and start fresh again. Right? So take frequent breaks. Reward your achievements no matter how small. So for example, you started taking a mock test for 1 hour and you finished it in 50 minutes. Now that's a time that you have to celebrate. Yeah, so reward yourself with a small ice cream. I wouldn't say ice cream because again you may catch cold. So ask your mom to prepare your some favorite dish that you want, favorite snack that you want. You reward yourself for that achievement you have got. It may be a very small achievement that you've completed the test in just 15 minutes, but that's a huge, okay, no matter how small the achievement is, make sure you reward yourself. So guys, this is about speed reading and how is that helpful in the exams and how do you avoid stress and other things in the exam. So Vedantu is coming up with this Vedantu Young Achievers programs for class 8 to 10, and that is the link which is active. Click on that link to enroll and to get access to all many micro videos like these, right? So if you ask me, ma'am, why is that we have to join Vedantu? What is the special thing that Vedantu is giving us? First thing I would tell you, very important, Vedantu has a dedicated academic mentor for you, which none of the other platforms guarantee, right? We have an academic mentor exclusively for you who would help you out with every step of your education, at every step of your whole academic year, clearing out your doubts, solving your doubts, helping you out on how to manage your time during the board exams, everything for that matter. Then second thing, we have an instant doubt solving app. Okay, so I told you few people are studying at the night, and at the night usually your teacher is not available or whomever is your go-to person for doubts is not available. Then what do? You go and ask your doubts in the doubt solving app that Vedantu has. Okay, there's a doubt expert is sitting right there to clarify your doubts. So install the doubts app. Next, micro concept videos. For example, just take this masterclass for that matter, right? So this is a micro concept video where nobody would even have thought about, right? About speed reading, right? So this will help a lot of you during exams like social and other subjective exams and English, right? So micro concept videos about many topics. I have myself taken about Vedic maths, being a human calculator, areas and perimeter, geometry, and whatnot, algebraic expressions, a lot of micro concept videos. You will get access to all of it. And all things are based on AI based learning. What is AI? It's artificial intelligence based learning. That's one of the very perks and one of the biggest perks of Vedantu. Everything's on artificial intelligence, right? Next, we have tests and assignments. You all know the drill, right? After every chapter, we will give you an assignment, we'll give you a test to do it, to just see how where you stand. So these are the things Vedantu is guaranteeing you people. So click on this link to enroll with Vedantu and Happy Learning. This is an amazing platform to interact and all. So this is in Happy Learning. Just click on the link right there and enroll with us, right? So this is there's a Vedantu app, learning app that you can download. You can ask your doubt. You know, there'll be free doubt solving, study material, live classes by top teachers of Vedantu. Vedantu has one of the best master teachers, right? And then we have practice tests also in the app. So you can download that from Google Play. Sorry, yeah. So this is the Vedantu app that I'm talking about. And that's how we come to an end of our webinar. So thank you so much. Like, share and subscribe Vedantu YouTube channel. Also go back. There's two channels, Vedantu Junior and Vedantu YouTube channel. For all the 6 to 8 people, 6 to 8 grades, subscribe to Vedantu Junior. You'll have a lot of fun things there, puzzles and all. And the other 8 to 12 subscribe to Vedantu YouTube channel for many micro videos coming, right? Thank you and have a great Sunday ahead. Meet you again in the next webinar of mine. Thank you and take care.